Hi YouTubers, this is another video from your friendly neighborhood reviewer Evelyn. Today we're going to be reviewing episode 13 and 14 of the Korean drama series Taxi Driver Part 2 or Season 2. We're going to be addressing some of the issues with the storyline for this season. They concentrated on individual cases. That was one of the motivations that the actor Je Hoon wanted for Season 2. Okay, fair enough. But they haven't really had any much closure with Kim Dong-gi's kind of like PTSD storyline. We only saw that one attack, but there's not been any follow-up. And well, of course, to everybody that have seen the series so far, we found out that the new recruit that they had in a taxi driving service of Mr. O, I'll put his name down here, he turned out to be a bad guy. He went there as a plant in the taxi driver service because from our understanding from episode 1, that the Rainbow Group has been thwarting or dismantling the criminal enterprise and has attracted the attention of Mr. O, and that was the reason that he implanted himself into that service so he can go and disrupt them. And of course we find out that Kim Do-gi survived the bombing. He jumped out of the car. At this point, Kim Do-gi, he has better powers than Superman with, because there's some liberties that we have to consider when Kim Do-gi is there hiding between places and he has like a split second to disappear, in which episode 13 to 14 he disappears quickly into the air vent. So from episode 12 to 14 is the new story about a nightclub that's handled by the corrupt policeman that Mr. O has under his pocket, and we found out that the real top bad guy is this guy called Bishop that's meant to be like a priest, and he's the one that's managing all the criminal enterprises, or the leader, while Mr. O is under him. And of course Mr. O is part of managing the Black Sun discotheque or club that one of the corrupt policemen is handling. So the team finds out through a reporter the series of events. I'm not going to start explaining all of that. This nightclub was drugging women with GPH, making them susceptible, and of course they end up getting assaulted. You fill in the blanks. And through Kim Do-gi meeting up with this reporter and hearing his story, now I remember, because after when the team finds out that somebody tried to murder Kim Do-gi, they go and find the connection with the Black Sun group, and that's how Kim Do-gi ended up finding the reporter who was getting himself beat up. And we find out in a really heartbreaking scene that the reporter was going to film his own death as a hopes of getting evidence against the club. So Kim Do-gi conveniently leaves behind his calling cards in which the reporter asks for the Rainbow Group's help, and they hear his story. So for no fault of their means, then Kim Do-gi initially goes in as a patron, like getting a table and all of that. And then when he tries to report it to the police about minors entering the club, he is the one that gets arrested and they charge him with some false crimes. So as we get towards episode 13 and 14, Kim Do-gi realizes that he needs to go for a different tack. In one way or another way, he gets as one of the workers in the nightclub, but therefore he has to explain that why was the reason he called the police about the underage girls, and he makes up some BS excuse that's a little bit far-fetched. Also, when Kim Do-gi goes undercover, his undercover persona is more fake. I don't see how no one can see through it. He tries to put off that bumbling idiot persona, but at times there's a little bit too much, so I find that a little bit unbelievable. And of course, the reporter wants to find justice for his police friend that ended up uncovering the corruption and then ended up murdering him, and also that the group went and slandered the reporter. Kim Do-gi is still hiding. Mr. O doesn't know he's alive, and also we get to see more of Mr. O's persona as a gangster. He's there beating up people, but then again, Mr. O to me, he's not really a strong evil character. I don't know, maybe there might be redemption arc, maybe not. From episode 13 to 14, the team go and dismantle the nightclub by realizing that the corruption is that extent, and they realize that the cops were helping to launder seized drug goods, making it look like it's true that they went and incinerated the drugs, but the guy that they had working incinerator for the police was also in on the money. He was like taking bribes. So when Kim Do-gi and the group find this out, they go and trick Mr. O and all the other rest that they've had the second large shipment of drugs, but they ended up getting just packs of flour, and the team went and drugged all the people in the nightclub nightclub. Everybody was in there, like top people, and ended up exposing them. And of course, at the end of episode 14, Mr. Oh realizes that Kim Do-gi is alive because he's there, and there's that whole theatrics of the Kim Do-gi puts on the music, the lights and everything, and he realizes that he's been tortured by Kim Do-gi. It's kind of weird, Mr. Oh's reaction. He goes and starts laughing. He almost seems happy that he has an adversary. There's also the part in episode 13 that Kim Do-gi ends up getting drugged himself. I was thinking they would delve in more to his psyche. They did when he was in that drugged up state. He imagined himself back in Mr. Chang, Boss Chang's house, and he sees the rest of the team. But you can obviously see that the team is Kim Do-gi's family. And they end up winning and end up finding justice. And of course, the reporter is happy that his dead police friend's memory is now, intact. That since they went in frame that this police guy went and killed himself, he tells Kim Do-gi in a taxi, "I thank you for helping me. I don't agree with your methods, but I thank you." And then Kim Do-gi simply tells the reporter, "If more people were to listen to you, people like us wouldn't have no need to exist. So maybe the reporter at the end of the season will do an article piece about the group." And there's another mysterious thing, that with the bishop and Mr. O failed. And of course the bishop killed one guy, and then he was about to strangle Mr. O to death, but Mr. O was like, give me another chance. Apparently the bishop does. But at the end of episode 14, the Kim Do-gi gets another person to pick up in his taxi, the one called the helpline, and it turned out to be the bishop. He goes into the car, and then Kim Do-gi says, "Tell me your story." And we see the bishop with the guy who's playing this boss. We see tears coming down, and then we have cutscene. Now, it's a bit too obvious that if this is the ultimate bad guy, for him to pretend to be another victim, because the team will find out it's all rubbish. So, but there's one thing, Kim Do-gi, we knew he had a mother. The mother tragically got murdered, but where's the father in his picture? To make this series a bit more interesting, at least for it to have a big ending, the bishop could be Kim Do-gi's dad, long lost dad that wants to reconnect with his son because he wants to probably pass on the criminal business to him. We just don't know. That would be a more interesting theory. And then we have the face-off of the surrogate son of Mr. Oh and Kim Do-gi fighting against each other. That'll make the last two episodes more appealing. The trouble with this season too, I get they wanted to look at people's lives, but maybe a continuation from season 1, because they went and locked up the female boss, but the sister came in, and what was the continuation with that? Okay, this is the end. You let me know your thoughts and feelings to any K-drama fans that have seen the episode so far. Do you prefer season 1 or season 2? And leave your comments down below if there's any movies or K-drama shows or some episodes you'd like me to review. And to any new viewers, really appreciate if you can hit the subscribe button. As I leave you always, stay safe.